Alright, I thought I'd do a little quick overview for Yaksha since there doesn't really seem to be anybody making guides for this game. Obviously, only being available in the Japanese stores is definitely part of it, but I think just a lot of people haven't even played the game. So, since I'm an old fart and I grew up with both the original two Ninja Warriors games, I've got it on the SNES music for this. Okay, so let's go ahead and do level 2 to demonstrate this because Yaksha has probably the worst matchup in the game against the big robots. So that's 2 out of 8 levels where she really struggles. With all the other bosses, including even the final boss, she definitely performs very well once you learn how to use her. Okay, so the first thing you notice about her, she has a very slow walk speed, and she has a very low jump speed. So to move fast with her, for quick traversal, you're going to want to do the somersault. The somersault is done by guarding, and then just jumping left or right. So you'll be using that both to group enemies together and get past them. Now, while you're in this stance, you actually will block automatically sometimes. I think you have to be like a certain angle or something. Let's try that again. They're not wanting to attack. You don't have omnidirectional blocking in this game, so you always have to be mindful of where you're blocking. But you'll be blocking during it anyway. So the first thing you should notice is that this has a very deceptive range. Like, you need to be about 2 characters in length away from the enemy for it to actually hit them. Now, if you hold down, you get a juggle opportunity, but due to her low walk and jump speed, it can be very hard to capitalize off it. Now, when you grab someone, if you push up, then you get the up kicks, and that's basically your main juggle starter. Now, the slide can actually be used for that purpose as well. It's definitely a good way to kind of close the distance. That even works pretty well on bosses because even though they'll try to retaliate, they'll actually still be really close to your sprite, so they'll get grabbed anyway. Now, one of the worst things about missing this grab is that you can't cancel out of this. The only thing you can do is change the angle. So in situations like the final boss, where there's always going to be lasers spawning periodically, you're definitely going to take basically almost guaranteed damage unless you get lucky. So you have to be really careful and know your spacing with this character. Likewise, getting knocked down with her is pretty dangerous because you're going to lose your main invincibility frame move. The jab comes out pretty fast, but the range is pretty small, so generally you can kind of do like Final Fight type things where you jab someone 3 times and then just walk into them to initiate a grab like that. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like you get full damage off the the air special after you juggle them with the up kicks, but it will also hit anyone below you, so that's actually pretty nice. Now, one of her major weaknesses is that once you land, you're basically vulnerable, so it's nice to kind of cover your bases and have the area below you at least knocked down, if not just killed outright. Here's a good example of no omnidirectional blocking. I think she's actually one of the hardest characters to 1cc with because she has basically a fourth of the game where she really struggles because, you know, in standard hyper-armored enemy fare, you know, most of the mechanics don't work. So when you have a character that's centered around grabs, both to get invincibility frames, control the enemies, and combo start, then you have a little bit of a problem there. However, the air hands attack actually does pretty good damage on the big Arnold guys, so it's not like it's completely insurmountable. It just doesn't feel fun. I don't really like when there's such painfully bad matchups in any action game. Sorry, I can't resist doing that. I love punching the music in this game. Now, after that slide there, that combo will work on basically anybody. If you have enough range on the screen, you can actually combo into her arm grab again. But if they're in the corner, it won't work. He said no to my stylish finish there. So there's a good example of using the somersault to actually close the distance. Since you'll be blocking as soon as you land, a lot of times you can use that even if something is going to give you a lot of block stun and push you away. It's definitely really useful with her because she really does most of her damage up close. That's where you're going to get your up kick, grab, combo starter, and things like that. Otherwise, you'll basically have to use her arms, and the arms definitely require a significant amount of spacing. I've put several hours into her, and I still don't quite have it mastered yet. I think they should make it so that maybe the hitbox is a little bit more generous, because a lot of times you want to, someone will be right in front of you, and you want to use the arms to get iframes and kind of clear the distance. But you can't really do that because the arms will go about a character length above or around, I guess, farther away from any of the enemies that were directly in front of you, which usually means you're just going to get hit and then get knocked down and subsequently lose your blaster gauge. So it's kind of like a chain reaction of really bad things happening. But she is a very fun character to use. I think with a little bit of tweaking, she'll be a little bit more tolerable. Maybe if they gave the big Arnold guys a little bit more hit stun, or made it, I don't know, if you can't just grab them outright, maybe just make them get knocked down more often. I think that would make that aspect of the game more fun. In terms of what I'll be doing with this game, I'm definitely going to be doing 1cc attempts with Kamaitachi. I've been playing this a lot off camera. I was doing some errands yesterday, and I got I think to level 5 or 6 without dying, so I think it's very feasible for me. But I'll probably stream those attempts later on, so stay tuned for that. Anyway, hope this helps you guys kind of learn how to play Yaksha. There's not really a lot of documentation on this game, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.